17-year-old Taylor Behl, a freshman at Virginia Commonwealth University, was last seen leaving her dormitory on Labor Day 2005. Her white Ford Escort was found abandoned 2 weeks later with stolen license plates. Her case became a national headline as investigators used emerging social media platforms like MySpace to track her digital footprint and identify a suspect. Behl's remains were found on October 5, 2005 in a shallow grave in rural Matthews County, Virginia. But who killed Taylor Behl? You're listening to Lurking in the Shadows. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome back, Shadows, or welcome in general if you're new.
I'm Amber.
I'm Kirsten.
And we're your hosts.
Damn, we'll get it one day. Good that
time. One day.
All right, so we're still in January here. Gloomy January.
Gloomy January. Yeah, hopefully, actually. You're almost over. First month in, you know?
I know. But now that Christmas is over and New Year's is over, we're past the winter solstice.
Yep.
So it all goes up from here. It's not going to be, it's going to slowly start getting dark later. You know, very slowly.
My birthday's coming in February, so once I get over that hump of like becoming an old lady for the year,
yeah.
Then hopefully it's smooth sailing to summer.
Yes. Yay, summer.
Yay, summer. We literally just passed Christmas.
I know. I saw a post yesterday saying, Christmas is over, time to get ready for Halloween.
I saw you post that. I was like, hell yeah, brother.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to spring too, you know, but it's just...
I do love spring, yeah.
I hate
when
March.
Everything starts
blooming. March is such a bitch of a month because you think, oh, spring. And then you have a few nice days and then bam, snowstorm.
Bam, March.
Every March, there is a snowstorm. Once it starts thinking that you're going to be like, oh, there's been weeks without snow. The weather's kind of warming up. No. There's always a sneak snowstorm.
Sneak snowstorm. You know? I've been in the South for 10 years. We don't have sneak snowstorms in March. So.
I hate March. Even when we were in high school, I always hated March. It was the longest month.
I do feel like it is a long month, but I always felt like it was because March Madness and all the spring breaks and all that jazz going on with school.
And I feel like, didn't we do the PSSAs in March?
Did we? Oh, we probably did. It was getting close to the end of the year.
Yeah. So
yeah, because March Madness and everything. Yeah, it was always a weird month.
Yeah.
Yeah. March is kind of weird. I didn't know I had a personal vendetta against March until Kirsten came along. So.
My husband was born in March, though, so I guess there's one good thing.
You got to like that month a little bit.
I can like the one day, and that's it.
All right, one day. That's all it gets.
That's it. All right, well, today we're going to be talking about the murder of Taylor Behl. Taylor Behl was born on October 13th, 1987 to parents Janet Pelissara and Matt Behl. Her mom then remarried a Royal Air Force officer, and they moved to England and then to Belgium. Taylor learned to fish on the Thames River and served as a flower girl at Buckingham Palace wedding one time. She even started... Yeah, it is. She even started taking on a mild English accent while she lived there. When Janet's second marriage ended, she and Taylor, who was then 11 years old, returned to the United States and moved to Northern Virginia. They settled first in Loudoun County and then in Vienna and Fairfax County. She had already attended more than a dozen schools by the time she began attending James Madison High School, which is where she graduated from in 2005. I can imagine attending more than a dozen schools by the time you get to...
I was going to say, holy crap, that's... Yeah. I mean... I feel like, because that's more common than you think, especially military families and things like that, that are moving around that often. But yeah, I always felt for kids who wind up literally always being the new student.
Right, yeah. She was an only child and very close with her mom. She was described as being mature for her age, bubbly, could strike up a conversation with just about anyone. She got involved in a variety of activities, including working at a local Starbucks and managing a school basketball team.
Hell yeah.
And then one of her friends, Lisa Hendricks, was quoted saying, "She was the kind of person who was always smiling so much it was contagious," end quote. And
I feel
Hendricks,
like everybody knows somebody who just lights up a room when they come in, like
yeah,
that contagious smile.
hmm yeah, I feel like that's what is said about a lot of victims in these cases. Sadly, it's always the good ones.
I hope if it ever happens to me, don't say all the good things. Please point out all the bad. I want to know. I want everybody to know how ruthless I was. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Hendricks and Behl became close while driving to a baseball game in Baltimore one time. During the trip, they stopped at a magic shop. Hendricks recalled, quote, "We were trying on wigs and posing for goofy photos. That was the kind of thing Taylor loved to do. Just goofy stuff that didn't hurt anybody but was fun and made you feel good," end quote. Taylor would often hang out at a coffee house called Jam and Java where up-and-coming bands would perform. This is where she discovered a passion for entertainment and wanted to become an entertainment attorney. And then it was no surprise when Taylor began considering attending VCU, or Virginia Commonwealth University, as the school sits in the heart of Richmond, a magnet for artists, musicians, and diverse culture, per StyleWeekly.com.
I have never explored Richmond. Like, I've been through Richmond like
Mm-hmm.
many, many times, but I've never explored. I personally have never heard anything about their nightlife and stuff. But it would, the entertainment
Mm-hmm.
industry there. But it wouldn't surprise me. It is a pretty big city. I mean,
It is, yeah. I've only ever driven through it, but
honestly, when we drive that way, we try and avoid going through Richmond like the plague.
yes,
Personally,
yeah,
but
same, yeah. She visited the VCU campus in February of 2005 while still in high school. She visited a friend who was already attending school at VCU and shared an off-campus apartment with a guy named Ben Foley, who was an amateur photographer. Taylor was planning to spend the night at their apartment as she checked out the campus. Ben answered the door when Taylor's dad, Matt, dropped her off. Taylor's dad, Matt, spoke with Foley before leaving Taylor for the night and recalled, quote, "He was very friendly, very personable, dressed a little differently, but appropriately for what you would think you would see on a college campus," end quote. What her dad didn't know, though, was that Ben was no longer a student at VCU. He was a 37-year-old father of two.
oh, she lying.
So he's sharing a dorm or an apartment with a college student, and he's 37 years old.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's also like you're breaking the rules, well, the dorm rules here.
Yeah, I mean it's an off-campus apartment, so
Oh, okay. So yeah, it
it's
probably
probably a
doesn't
little
have those
different, but
rules. Yeah.
still, like, why are you sharing an apartment with? Because this girl's a little older than Taylor, but still, like, she's still college age.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taylor continued communicating with Foley by email after she went back home. Taylor's best friend Glynis said, quote, "It was mostly just him showering her with attention. She never thought of him seriously. It was never, I want to date him. It was more like intriguing," end quote. Taylor ended up visiting the campus again, but alone that time, which included also visiting Foley again. Taylor shared with Glynis that she and Foley had been intimate. Taylor is 17 years old. Glynis said,
he's 37, you said?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so and he's got 2 kids. Is he married?
No.
No, he wasn't. I mean,
Mm-mm.
not that that's making anything any better here, really, but
Yeah. Yeah. Glynis said, quote, "It was a one-night thing. She didn't regret it, but she didn't want to do it again," end quote. But there were hints of some sort of a sexual relationship between the two in their postings online. In April, Foley, writing under the name Skulls, with a Z at the end, wrote,
oh, so badass.
He wrote, "This very attractive girl climbed up into my bunk." And then Taylor, using a screen name that spells jailbait backwards, replied, "Well, I was curious."
Jailbait backwards. Shut up. Oh my god.
I know.
Wow. Choices
Yeah.
were made.
Yeah, I read in another article that, I think Taylor said that's just what people called her.
Grab we don't want to be called that,
I
girlfriend.
know. Yeah, yeah.
This is
I don't know
I
exactly how or when that came about, but yeah.
wow. That is um yeah, choices. That's choices.
And then Skulls replied to the well I was curious with, "So was I. In fact, I still am."
I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna be real here.
You're gonna throw up some more later.
Oh fuck. Thank God all I ate was a few Funyuns before getting on news.
A former girlfriend of Folly's and a friend of Taylor's at VCU, when she eventually attends, said she understands why Taylor was drawn to him. He resembled a young Johnny Depp and said, quote, "You were the only person in the world. All of his attention was on you, and he had all these crazy stories," end quote. But she ended her relationship with Folly not long after it began because he became very jealous. And she was also quoted saying, "And the thing that caused me to end it was he broke into my apartment in the middle of the night. He was holding mace and a hammer," she said. "I felt like I didn't know what this man was capable of," end quote.
I wish a motherfucker would. I wish you come in my house with a sledgehammer and mace in your hand, sir. We are going to fight. We are going to. You have entered my premises. You're gross. You're 37, and there's seven. You're. I,
I know.
this is something already. You just started, Kirsten.
I know. I know.
A sledgehammer and a mace, and obviously after this incident, things continued. So like we've looked past that.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're having a
Yeah.
hospital visit. You come into my place like that. I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. So this girl ended her relationship with him after that, understandably. Eventually, Taylor decided she wanted to attend VCU and moved to Richmond in late August of 2005. Her roommate was a girl named Emma Ellsworth, who knew one of Taylor's friends from Vienna, which gave them an unexpected connection and made the transition into college life a little smoother. The roommates were different in some ways. Emma liked rap and rock music, while Taylor liked just about every genre and hung posters of Frank Sinatra and Johnny Depp above her bed. And then the other girl was saying that Foley resembled Johnny Depp in a way, so I think that was kind of maybe what drew her to him, being a big fan of Johnny Depp.
When you said that, I wanted to be like, can we not like inflate this man's obviously
I
too big
know.
ego anymore? Like,
I know. And he only looked like him or resembled him from the movie The Secret Window. Is that what it's
that's not
called?
even one of his best ones,
I
okay? I
know.
mean, that's a decent one, but
'Cause he
like,
has like the dark roots that going into the blonde hair and that, right? With the
yeah,
glasses.
y-
Yeah. That's what
yeah,
this
with the
guy looks
glasses,
like.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he's got the whole writer's vibe,
Yes, that's what this guy looks
yeah.
like. So he
Okay,
only resembled him from that movie.
just the one, yeah.
Yeah,
I want to punch this man already.
I know. Emma had a steady boyfriend while Taylor was ready to meet new people. And Taylor did just that. She met a boy named Jake on her third day of school, and they do eventually start dating. Emma recalled Taylor called her mom after she met Jake and talked to her about him for like an hour. So she really liked this guy. Like most college goers, Emma and Taylor attended parties together. Emma recalled about Taylor, "She could be somewhere where no one knew her, and by the time she left, she'd have a friend. I met a lot of people through Taylor," end quote. One of the people Emma met through Taylor was Ben Foley, the guy she previously hooked up with. Taylor had recently bought her own 1997 Ford Escort that she would park in front of Foley's apartment because parking was free there. Emma recalled one time, quote, "We were going to Target to get some stuff for our room, and we walked to pick up her car. Taylor didn't want to be rude and just pick up the car without saying hello. Taylor never told me they had a relationship, but I know she didn't want to stay there long," end quote.
Just be rude. Just be rude.
Yes.
Choose rude over dead.
Yes.
Okay.
Jim Nolan, a reporter who covered Taylor's case for the Richmond Times, said of Foley, He seemed to be one of these people who hang around the periphery of college campuses. We know that he dated a number of women who seemed to be much younger than he was, end quote.
We might as well have found him on the Epstein Isle, okay? Like, come on.
Yeah, who knows?
Like, he's just giving the pure vibes of, like, especially how old he is, and he's hanging around college. Like, of course, these are he.
He's a creep.
Gross. Yes, that's gross.
Mm-hmm.
That's gross.
Like, your college time is done, sir. You're 37. Like, move on with your life.
Grow up, and like, and I'm not saying like if love is love. If you wind up falling in love with a 20-year-old or whatever, but he is actively like being around these places, like actively there. It's not like a happen chance that you fall in love with somebody who's 17 years younger than you, but is of age type of thing here. He is literally
He's putting himself in this situation for that to happen.
Yeah, that's my point here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Age is just a number. I'm not saying that. Like, but he is literally almost
Seeking
like a
it out.
predator.
Yes.
Yes, it is almost like a predator. Like, it's teetering on that ledge, you know?
He portrayed himself on websites in very dark romantic terms as a photographic artist and even former nude model, and described himself as a goth master fascinated by the study of skulls and bones.
Oh, yes, we had to use the master, you know. And the skulls again were so badass.
Yes, he loves skulls, I guess.
Yeah.
Taylor had told friends about Folly, but not her mother. Taylor returned home to spend time with family over Labor Day weekend and returned back to school on Monday, September 5th. So she hadn't even been at school for very long. You know, she starts in August, goes back home for Labor Day weekend, so now it's Monday, September 5th. Her mom remembered, quote, "I kissed her and hugged her, and as she walked away, I did double over in pain, physical pain. I hadn't been dealing with her being gone very well. I don't know if all that was a premonition or, just that maternal gut feeling, but yeah, I did double over in pain, but you have to let him go," end quote.
Yeah, I mean, it's always that catch where you want your kid to grow up and go live their little lives, but also you're a mother, you know?
Yeah. You're
And
gonna worry and be concerned.
So, and I'm sure at this point she doesn't know of what's his face over here, Mr. Creepy McCreeperson.
Yeah.
So, different perspective from a mother who's just like sending their little baby girl off.
Yeah, and it's her only child, her only daughter, so they were very close. Yeah. So I'm sure that was tough to be separated like that. Upon return to the campus, Taylor's roommate noted Taylor seemed down and learned her and Jake broke up over the weekend. Emma recalled Taylor wasn't really sad because they had only known each other for a few weeks, but she did really like him. Later on, Emma saw Taylor walking away from the dorms with Jake and smiled at her in a way as if to say, "Hey, I see you guys made up." They were heading out to dinner and, in fact, did make up. Taylor returned back to the dorm later that evening, but her roommate was with her boyfriend, so Emma asked Taylor if she could give them some time. Taylor grabbed her skateboard, car keys, cell phone, and some cash and said she'd be back in 3 hours. And that was the last time her roommate would see her.
Oh, so she wasn't because she had a car though.
She did, yep.
But she just was going out on the skateboard to pass some time.
Yeah, yes, for some of the time.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you then.
Okay.
I don't know how much of skateboarding she really did, but she did take it with her.
Okay, yeah.
By Wednesday morning, so that was Monday, now Wednesday morning, her roommate began to worry as Taylor never returned for her books or attended any classes, so she notified VCU police. They questioned Taylor's friends and acquaintances and discovered her car was also missing. VCU police notified Janet, Taylor's mom, that both her daughter and her car were missing. Fellow students started putting up missing posters around campus. Taylor's mom, meanwhile, had immediately come to the school, driving around with investigators as they questioned people who knew Taylor, including Ben Foley. And I saw a video clip of this case where they were showing, I don't know if they actually knew who he was or they had just randomly come across this guy hanging flyers, but they got Ben Foley on camera. He didn't want his face to be shown, But he was hanging up flyers, and this interviewer just happened to come upon him and ask about her, but he didn't want his face shown, so I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, because he knows what kind of person he really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So police questioned Ben, and he said he was also concerned about Taylor, but didn't know where she was. He wasn't able to provide much information, so police moved on to the next person. Janet.
If you have not heard from me in 48 hours or more, you should be freaking out a little bit more than what these people than what like he is doing at that moment.
Yeah.
And that poor mother gets a phone call saying that nobody's heard from their daughter in 3 days. I couldn't imagine this poor woman
I know.
jumping on a plane or driving over. I don't know how she got there,
Yeah.
but coming over and hit the ground running. I would be banging on dorm rooms trying to find my kid like it was the only thing I would have on my mind is I gotta find my kid.
I know. She's already distraught over the fact that she's away in college, and then this happens.
Yeah.
Janet is quoted saying, "I listened while the police talked to him, but I couldn't stand looking at him. I was sickened, absolutely sickened. I couldn't listen to him, knowing that this 38-year-old man at this time had taken advantage of my 17-year-old daughter." End quote.
You can't blame her for
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
And also imagine the shock when you find out that your daughter did something with this 38-year-old man.
Yes. Yeah. That would, yeah. Mm-hmm. That poor mother's just getting everything dumped on her at once.
I know. Janet also turned to the media to help get Taylor's story out there. By day 10 of Taylor's disappearance, the Richmond, Virginia Police Department issued an Amber Alert and announced it was taking the lead in the investigation, forming a task force which included campus police and the FBI. This was now no longer a missing person case, it was a criminal investigation. There had been no contact from Taylor, no activity on her cell phone or credit cards, and no activity online. Chief Rodney Monroe said, quote, "This task force was mainly created just so we could handle the volume of information that had to be processed. You start with your victim. Everyone your victim knows, every place your victim's been, and that was our starting point," end quote. Investigators began taking a new look at the people Taylor knew. Detective Jason Hudson said of Taylor's boyfriend, Jake, "Once you talk to Jacob, he's a very nice young man. We narrowed his timeline to where we felt comfortable excluding him from any person of interest," end quote. Jake also said after dinner, Taylor told him she was planning to go skateboarding. The last sighting of Taylor the night before she disappeared was captured on a campus surveillance video at 10:24 p.m. And before that, police discovered Ben Foley on the college security videotape waiting just outside Taylor's dorm at 10:21 p.m.
Ooh.
So this led police back to Foley.
Yeah, because, I mean, we're 2005, so cell phones really aren't a thing. So, to
She
me,
did have one.
She did have one. Okay, because was he just popping up out of nowhere, or was there a phone call meetup of like, hey, meet me outside my dorm when I get home?
I think it was planned, but we can't really say for sure.
Okay.
More information about Foley's past started coming out. I have no idea how you say this name. Lace Lausier, an investigator from the Virginia Attorney General's office, said, quote, "We found that there were other young girls who had been in contact with him over the years, and then been assaulted or had been threatened or felt threatened by him," end quote.
Shock. Oh, yeah, I didn't see that coming. God.
Jessica Payton, who had dated Foley a few years ago when she was a freshman and he was also friends with Taylor, said, quote, "He's like a manic depressive because he gets paranoid, has mood swings sometimes, he has anger, he can't control his anger, he completely flips out kind of thing," end quote.
She is a young girl. I mean, she's just basically a baby still, and she just this poor thing.
I know. In fact, Foley was convicted of assaulting one former girlfriend in 2003. But the task force needed proof linking Foley to Taylor's disappearance. Under questioning, the only thing he admitted to was having sex with Taylor, who was a minor. So this little issue gave detectives what they needed to search Foley's apartment, where they seized 7 computers.
Oh man. That's a bad man.
There were
Who
several
needs
references to
7?
Taylor and pictures of her, but nothing to prove he did anything.
On all 7? There was nothing?
Well, they're still reviewing them at this point. They immediately noticed some pictures of her, but they have not done their deep dive through these computers yet.
Oh my god.
That's happening in the background here.
It's okay. Okay. Okay.
Then the morning of Saturday, September 17th, 12 days after Taylor disappeared, police called a break. An off-duty lieutenant noticed a white Ford Escort while walking his dog. It had Ohio license plates on it, but there was a registration tag on the vehicle from Vienna, Virginia. He immediately realized he had found Taylor's car. It was parked on a street about a mile and a half from Taylor's dorm room. Police staked it out for a day to see if anyone would show up before they seized it. There was still no sign of Taylor, though.
That was smart. I appreciate the cops that they did that. They left it
Yeah.
alone
Mm-hmm.
and staked it out for a few days. That's
Yeah.
smart. So somebody switched the plates.
Mm-hmm.
This is getting suspicious.
A candlelight vigil was held for Taylor on the VCU campus on Monday, September 19th. And on September 23rd, 18 days after Taylor's disappearance, police arrested Ben Foley. Not in connection with Taylor, however, but because of what they'd found on the 7 computers they seized.
It's child porn! I know it is!
He was charged with 16 counts of child pornography featuring children as young as 3 or 4 years old.
Oh my god, this is just, oh, I can't. I know, like,
I know.
fucking, yeah, I can't.
I don't
I
understand.
knew. Nobody needs 7 computers. Nobody
No.
needs 7 computers unless you're doing something illegal on
Mhm.
them, and like you are just even our techie friend doesn't have 7.
That's
You
true.
know? So there's
Yeah,
no
she works on
excuse.
computers for a living.
Yeah, and they don't have 7. So if you have a 7 and
There's
you're
something wrong
just
with
this,
you.
yeah, and he just also the vibe. I mean, the vibe's all wrong here with this man
I
type
know.
of thing.
It is, yeah.
God, this
He
is
fits the profile, unfortunately, you know?
I mean, can you imagine though? Like this guy was for how long? He's assaulted how many people before this? How many young women, young girls before this? How
Mhm.
long that had been going on? And what else? What
Yeah,
else
I
has
don't
he actually really done and hasn't confessed to? Like,
Right. 'Cause he's
oh
38 years old now.
God, yeah, and
Like,
like,
who knows how long this has been going on.
oh God. See, if he would have came into my place with Mason and a sledgehammer, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
He pleaded not guilty and was held in jail. Like, bitch, they're on your computer. What do you mean not guilty?
I don't know how this got here. Just,
Literally.
excuse.
Investigators conducted a second search of his apartment after this. They came out with sex toys, whips and chains, a machete, a hatchet, a gun cartridge. They found keys, a cell phone, and IDs, but none of them were Taylor Behl's.
So this is giving like toy box killer, like would have eventually got to that
Yeah, who knows?
vibe of like, let this man get to his 50s and he continued assaulting people and doing all this.
Mm-hmm.
He probably would have escalated to a lot more.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know where the story is headed, but it seems like it did escalate.
Yeah. And meanwhile, aside from all of the horrendous photos police found on Foley's computer, they also found serene photos such as old buildings, flowers, landscapes, and other rural scenes. Unsure of the significance of these photos, police re-interviewed one of his ex-girlfriends, Jessica Payton. They showed her a photo of a rundown shack and trailer. Payton recognized it as being near her family's farm about 70 miles east of Richmond near the Chesapeake Bay. She said Foley had taken that photo, so they knew he'd been there. She took police to the location. They walked through an open field where they came upon a shallow grave with human remains. Dental records later confirmed it was 17-year-old Taylor Behl.
What are the chances, man?
I know. Just from some photographs they came
Just
across.
from a photo of a rundown shack in the woods, they were like, I wonder if that's the place.
And that was really smart of them to look into those photos further, to see
It
if they
was, 'cause
did mean something.
he was a photographer, so they could have easily just wrote them off of like,
"Oh,
"Oh,
it's
maybe
just
he
a random
traveled and
photo."
this is his hobby or whatever." But no, I will give props where props are due, and they put in that work of investigating, and hell yeah. I bet you they went out there thinking that they weren't really gonna find anything, and they were just, like, investigating, and then it was like, "Hot damn."
Yeah. And they said they could smell something.
Ugh,
That they could
God.
smell decay.
Sorry, when this was how much longer then?
This is in October. She went missing
So we're
in
a month.
September.
We're, like, over a month in.
Yeah. Foley adamantly denied killing Taylor, but admitted he was with her the night she died. He said, quote, "I was very drunk and very high, and I don't know why Taylor died," end quote.
What the fuck?
He was picking Taylor up when they were seen on surveillance camera. They went back to his apartment where he was drinking and took narcotics. He claims Taylor wanted to do something thrilling that night. So they took her car and drove out to Matthews County, where he says she wanted to play a game called Drunk Monkey, which is apparently where you pass out during sex.
Oh, okay. First and foremost, this 17-year-old is not wanting to play little sex games with you, you nasty little 38-year-old disgusting man. And I doubt it's out in the middle of the woods in the middle of nowhere that she wants to go. Just
yeah, you know? No one wants to, even if someone wanted to do that, it's not going to be in the middle of nowhere.
And I mean, it seems like they drove pretty far. It wasn't like, oh, let's just go to
it was like
the
over
woods
70
here.
miles away.
Yeah, that's a hell of a haul to just go bang in the woods if that's what you were really doing here. I mean, assault her in the woods. She's 17. Let's be clear. So first, what is this story this man's coming up with here?
Yeah.
I bet he said it out loud and he was like, that sounds dumb.
Well, another dumb thing is going to come out of his mouth because he claims he had never heard of erotic asphyxia before that night.
Shut your fucking mouth.
The man with CSAM on his computers has never heard of erotic asphyxia.
Yeah, and all
Get the fuck out of here.
Adult toys they took out of his place.
Right. You had whips and chains and you've never heard of erotic asphyxia?
Yeah, fuck you, man.
Foley claims that at Taylor's urging, during sex in the backseat of her car, he tried various ways to restrict her breathing. He said, quote, "She wanted me to put a bag over her head. We tried that several times. At first I thought she was laughing because we fell off the seat. I thought everything was fine and dandy, but she was passed out, and that's what she wanted," end quote.
Wow. I don't have words for it.
I know, I had lots of ick when I was reading through this.
Yeah, man, because that's a real obscure way to say you strangled her in the backseat of your car and then dumped her body. That's it's a real
roundabout way of going about it.
Yeah. God, this man is a really disgusting human being. He really, really is. This is a different level.
A roach.
Ugh.
Then he claims he was unable to wake her up and he panicked. Police asked why he didn't call for help, and he responded, "I thought about it, but didn't because by the time I tried to wake her up, what was running through my head was, I'm in some serious shit here." End quote.
You didn't think of that when you're watching all that child pornography on your computer?
Right. Like, what? This guy is messed up.
It's okay. It's okay then. Like, we're not thinking we're in some real deep shit then, but, you know.
Only after you killed someone.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
He panicked again and said that he drove Taylor back to Richmond, left her in her car, went to sleep, and then returned to Matthews County a day later, where he dug a shallow grave and left her.
Again, we're really thinking we're in some deep shit here, but we can go have a real full night
You
sleep.
can, sleep through the night after all this. Meanwhile, he left her body in the car just sitting outside.
Do you think that part is true?
I don't know.
Because I feel like, why would you? You might as well have just, if he drove that far, just dump the body out there.
Right.
But
So,
also,
yeah.
why would he come up with that lie then, too? Like, that's
Yeah,
kind of a stupid lie to say, like,
it
oh, yeah, I
is.
brought her body back. Why would
Right.
he say that? Maybe that is true then. That's
Yeah, maybe he did take her because he panicked and wasn't thinking what I don't know.
I don't know.
And by the time her body was found a month later, authorities were unable to determine how she died, but Foley was charged with first-degree murder. On October 14th, the day after what would have been Behl's 18th birthday, more than 500 people crammed inside a standing-room-only church in Vienna to say goodbye. Foley stands by his claim that Taylor's death was an accident. He said, quote, "I definitely did not murder Taylor. Am I the direct cause of her death? I very well could be. But am I guilty of murder? No."
I may have caused her death, but I didn't murder her.
Well, that makes you guilty, sir, either way.
Yeah.
Like, whether it was intentional or not, you killed her, you're guilty.
And if that's the story you're standing beside, you obviously spent the entire night with her, so who are we blaming here? Gravity? You couldn't stop from asphyxiating?
Right. This man's
Like,
dumb as hell.
he is dumb as hell. Yeah.
The prosecution's theory is that Foley took Taylor for a drive to a secluded area to have sex. When Taylor rejected him, he angrily strangled her. And I'm sure that's exactly what happened.
That is probably exactly what fucking happened.
Mhm.
I don't know how he got her in the car. Who knows?
I know.
But he got her in the car and probably, I don't know, whatever his little fucked up sexual fantasies that he wanted is what he took her out there for.
Mhm.
And yeah, I bet she did deny. I bet she did fight him off. And then he
Yeah.
got mad about it because his little feelings got hurt because he didn't get what he wanted.
100%.
And he threw his little fit and then, oops, I'm in some real big
Right.
shit here. Okay, Mr. Badass Skulls. Okay, like,
You little puny dick bitch of a man.
Yes, right. Yes. God.
He even admitted to duct taping Taylor, duct taping her wrists, insisting the duct tape was simply part of the game, and stated, quote, "She said she wanted to feel like I was kidnapping her, make her feel like she was being kidnapped, tie her up. She said, really tie her up," end quote.
Let it go, sir. That was your fantasy. You wanted to tie somebody up and you wanted to do these terrible things to her. Stop that.
Yeah, this man is full of every form of shit there is.
That he the amount of gaslighting here is saying that. It was all her. She wanted she wound up dead at the end, and I don't really know how. It was all her though.
Yep, I just did what she told me. That's all I did.
Fuck off.
The defense's strategy in court was to try to prove that Taylor was not a naive college freshman. Foley's attorney said, quote, "We're not going to put any blame on her, but we're certainly going to incorporate her activity, and I think that's fair," end quote. And how exactly can you prove any of this said activity? Yes. She's dead.
Yes. And we're just believing the man who did it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're going to try and show that, oh, she's not this naive freshman. She's this experienced, kinky girl. No.
Oh,
she's 17 years old.
She's a girl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Taylor's best friend Glennis even came forward saying, quote, "I know for a fact Taylor would never have done that. She would have never been into bondage. She was not a sexually experienced person," end quote.
I was going to say, back when we were this age, I mean, we're adults now and stuff, but back when we were this age, Kirsten, we had these talks. We were like giddy about like high school and like exploring and things like that. She would have been talking to her friends.
Yes.
About these things. They would have known.
Absolutely. And the prosecution was unable to find any proof that Taylor was into bondage and nothing on her computer to suggest so.
Because she wasn't.
Exactly. Prosecutors came across a jailhouse letter Foley wrote to an ex-girlfriend where he wrote, quote, "People are right. Something is wrong with me. All the thoughts of death and killing in my head, and now it's true. I've killed," end quote. So there, he just admitted in a letter
Yeah,
that
he
prosecutors
did it.
intercepted. So with
Yeah.
all of this evidence against him, on Wednesday, August 9th, 2006, Foley took a plea deal. Second-degree murder and the child pornography charges were dropped. That was part of the plea
What?
deal.
No, because that's a federal offense then. He would have got federal prison for that.
Instead of life in prison, Foley would get 30 years.
What the fucking... Wow.
I know,
That is... I don't know how to really feel. Like,
I know. I
is it
know.
really justice?
Not totally, no.
No. Like, we're not talking about all the victims on his computer that,
Mm-hmm.
you
Right.
know, that didn't... I mean, God, that's terrible.
It is.
Let's just ex-nay the child pornography here.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, that makes me kind of mad because he
Yeah,
deserved
it
way
makes
more
me...
time.
Yes, that makes me very, very mad, actually. Like, fuck these exploited children that are on this computer. We'll drop those
Mm-hmm.
charges. Not... I guess it's a sticky situation of trying to say here which is more
I guess
punishable,
pressing. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
than another. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
trying to say that child pornography versus murder is, but I just that
But it still
30
puts a
years
little, hole in your stomach knowing that he's still got away with that.
he got away with
Yeah.
that probably for a very long time. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, the reason we're here is because this man is a creep.
Mm-hmm.
That he couldn't leave a 17-year-old alone.
Right. Honestly, I'm surprised he hadn't killed someone sooner than this, to be honest.
To be honest, he made it to 38. I am
Mm-hmm.
surprised if
Yeah.
yeah, like he's obviously was doing illegal activities for
Yeah,
a
he was
while.
feeding his dark fantasies in another way, I guess.
Yeah, he didn't buy 7 computers in a year. That
Mm-hmm.
took time.
Yeah. Foley had nothing to say during sentencing, but as he walked out of the courtroom, Janet shouted, "Murderer!" Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Fuck you.
She has since wrote a book titled "Love You More," which was a special phrase she and Taylor always ended their conversations with.
Oh, rip my heart out.
I
Fuck,
know.
Kirsten.
She's quoted saying, "It's about her, about what he took from her. She was so excited about the future, the list of things that she wanted to do and who she wanted to be, and she would have succeeded. She would have been all of those things," end quote.
Yeah, she would have.
Mm-hmm. Taylor's friend, Aaron Craybill, the one who took police to the where they found her body, received a $20,000 reward for assisting in the investigation. She established a fund for women in crisis with part of the money in honor of Taylor Behl.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, to end on a very terrible note, Ben Foley is scheduled to be released from prison in 2031. He will be 64 years old.
Wow, he's still probably going to be kicking.
That's 6 years away.
That is 6 years away. Yeah.
Actually,
He's going to
less
make...
because it's soon
Yeah,
2026.
it's soon 2026. Yeah. Um I I think from now till then we could build up our subscription base and we can like get some people together and we can meet this man outside.
Yeah, that's right. You want to be
Because
released from prison? Oh, sure, we'll meet you out there.
that is not somebody that should be out in society.
No. Like, who knows what
Especially,
else he's going to do?
listen, he went into prison before our technology world even has really taken off. Can you
Oh
imagine
my
what that
god.
man is going to
Yeah,
come out to?
that is
He had
true. Oh
7
god.
computers then.
Yeah. Oh
He's coming
god.
out into a whole new world of technology, and that's
Mm-hmm.
where a lot of his crimes were based, other than the murder and stuff, but a lot of his illegal activity was happening was on
Mm-hmm.
computers. He should not be out in society.
Right.
That's, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me. 64 years old, he probably camped up at the local campus at the corner looking for
Mm-hmm.
the next...
Yeah.
God.
One thing I never fully came across in this case was about the license plate switch. Um,
Yes, actually. Whoa, okay. Because I felt like that's important.
right. So I know I had read that Folly had, I guess, like collected license plates or something like that. So even when they saw that foreign license plate on her car, they suspected it was him, but I don't know. Nothing ever really came about of where did he get this license plate or whatever. So I'm not sure the full extent of what was with the license plate switch.
Well, okay, so he got second-degree murder.
Mm-hmm.
How come it wasn't brought to me? Why was it not brought up in court? The premeditated to me, that's like premeditation of like he's gonna switch out the license plate. I mean, I guess it could have crossed his mind the thought after he murdered
Right.
her
He
to
might have
switch
done
out
it
the license
after he
plate.
drove back to Richmond with her body
Okay, yeah.
and then maybe did it then.
Because I was
Because
gonna
it
say, I
does
feel like
sound like, from what, that maybe it was a crime of passion. In the
yeah,
heat of the moment when she rejected him, he just probably strangled her.
yeah,
Um, so I guess I could see the second degree murder in that case, but this guy was a creep, so who knows?
yeah. I feel like there wasn't enough that they took into consideration of how much of a shitty person this really was.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Yeah.
like holy moly. Wow. That
Yeah.
I'm glad it's solved, I guess.
Yes.
I mean,
Here I am finally telling a solved case.
Kirsten did a solved one.
I did. This reminded me a
Huh.
lot of the Morgan Harrington and Hannah Graham case. They were two of the, it wasn't VCU, but it was another Virginia university where they were murdered. So parts
Is
of
this one
that,
we covered?
yeah, that was the
Okay.
back
Sorry,
to
I'm
school
so terrible
killer.
with names, guys.
And
That
remember
was
that
what the
guy
what?
was a creep, like touching females' legs and stuff at the bar.
Oh, yes, that guy.
Yeah,
Okay, yes. Yeah, he was a nasty one too.
yeah, yeah, he was real nasty.
Yeah, like
Um, so it reminded me a lot of that. So maybe consider your college choices and maybe not go to Virginia.
we're not going to Virginia.
I'm just kidding. There's
You're
crimes
about to get
everywhere in
sued
every
by the whole state.
college.
No, honestly, there's we live in a society where it does not matter where you go. There's always going to be a bad apple,
Yeah, sadly.
or sadly. So, I will always be an advocate, especially as a woman, to protect yourselves,
Yeah.
ladies, no matter how you do it.
Hmm.
Um, pick what's comfortable with you and figure it out and learn it, perfect it, practice it.
Yeah.
Go get a punching bag, even if it's just beating up a
Yeah.
punching bag every
Self
night.
defense classes, which I really want to do that.
Yeah, me too. Me too, because I especially since I've lost all my weight,
Hmm.
I can't defend myself, man. I really I
Yeah.
really can't.
Hmm.
I'm 5'1", 140 pounds now.
Hmm.
Can't even.
Yeah.
I'm pathetic now. My muscles gone. I'm like a Pringle. It's flapping in the wind anymore. So maybe put that, guys. It's the new year. Put that on your list this
Yeah.
year. Put so even the guys out there,
Hmm.
women, men, work on your self defense. We live in a
Yeah.
fucked up world.
We sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us with that story that is part of this fucked up world, unfortunately.
I know. And I was even thinking maybe we can add like college murders to our true crime in a dime.
Yeah, because unfortunately, there's probably a lot,
Hmm. Yeah.
a lot of options. I mean, there's lots of colleges out there, so
Yeah.
big one. Well, you had discussed that maybe in the future you cover the Columbine, but that would be a big one.
Yes, I am planning to cover that. Yeah. Because there's
Yeah,
another
that'd be.
case kind of related to that I also want to cover, but I feel like I should cover Columbine first before I do this other one. So
Okay. Yeah. So, what a case. But again, glad it was solved for this one, and
yes.
the piece of shit is at least in prison for how many years, and
Yeah.
hopefully
We
he
got a
maybe
little
he
bit of justice in this one.
he'll come out, commit a crime, and go right back in. That's what we're gonna.
Yeah. Hopefully not murder.
No, 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 not that. No, God, it's not what I meant. Like a petty crime, like a
Yeah.
weapons charge or something.
Hmm. And I did read he did have other petty criminal charges in the past, so it wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me
So
if he went back to that. That's all he
yeah,
knows.
and he's coming out of prison after how many years? Like
Hmm.
he's gonna have nothing. So
Yeah.
let's hope he just breaks the law somehow, and he's back in.
Yes.
God. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up.
And hit the bell to be notified of future uploads. Please subscribe and keep lurking around for our next video. Bye!